जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Good afternoon, everybody. Ms. Sangeeta Shivakumar will now render the invocation song Maitrim Bhajate. It is a song specially composed by Paramacharya of Kanchi on the occasion of M.S. Subbulakshmi's concert at the United Nations General Assembly.
मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजेत्री मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजेत्रीं आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजेत्री मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजेत्रीं जननी पृथ्वी कामदुःखास्ते जननी पृथ्वी कामदुःखास्ते जनको देवः सकल दयालुः जनको देवः सकल दयालुः दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां।
I request Professor Madhura Swaminathan, Chairperson, MSSRF Board of Trustees, to welcome the gathering.
On behalf of the trustees, staff and scholars of the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, I welcome the respected President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, and thank him for honoring us with his presence today as we celebrate the Silver Jubilee of the Foundation. Sir, your presence here is a great inspiration for all of us. In past years, as Finance Minister, the work of the Foundation has been reflected in your budget speeches, in specific recommendations, And today your presence here amidst us is a reflection of the fact that you value our work. It also places the onus on us to continue to explore new science-based ways of ending poverty in India and elsewhere. We welcome the Governor of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Rosaiah. Sir, as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, you had graced the 22nd annual day function of ours and complimented the foundation for its work on linking science and society. We are also grateful to the government of Andhra Pradesh for the support extended to MSSRF, particularly in coastal area conservation and management. We are grateful for your presence. The government of Tamil Nadu has been a great source of support to the foundation since its very inception. Dr. J. Jayalalitha, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, dedicated this building to the nation in 1993. We are grateful to Thiru K. Damodaran, the Minister of Agriculture, and Thiru B.V. Ramana, Minister in Waiting, Government of Tamil Nadu, for your participation in this event, and we look forward to working with the Government of Tamil Nadu to further contribute to the agricultural and rural development of the state. MSSRF has been working in the state of Kerala for a long time, specifically in the area of biodiversity conservation and working through empowering rural communities and institutions. With the support of the Government of Kerala, a detailed study on Kuttanad below sea level water farming system was undertaken, and this led to this unique farming system being recognized as a globally important agricultural heritage system by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. We thank the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Umen Chandi, for being present with us on this important occasion, and we heartily welcome you. The FAO has been a partner in various initiatives that the Foundation has undertaken, and we warmly welcome Mr. Konuma, the regional representative of FAO for the Asia Pacific region. I also want to thank Sangeeta Shivakumar and her musicians for being with us today. I warmly welcome all of you present not only in this hall, but in the other halls and in our sites who are watching this event. You are our partners, our donors, our well-wishers who have been with us on this 25-year journey and who have provided support, help, and guidance in different forms. We have assembled here for the 25th year celebration of the Foundation. Whatever successes the Foundation has had has been on account of the committed and dedicated staff and scholars. From a beginning of 3, today the staff strength is more than 400, and on a daily basis we work with 100,000 farmers and fisher persons in the country. MSSRF has established partnerships with many organizations, national and international, but also with communities in the rural areas, with tribal communities, fisher persons. Many of the men and women from these communities have traveled to national and international fora over the last years. And I just want to mention a few. Komala Pujari from Koraput, Kasturi and Usha Rani from Puducherry, Vijay Lakshmi and Geeta from Kannivadi are those who have represented their communities at international meetings. The communities, tribal communities of Odisha and Wayanad have been awarded with the Plant Genome Savior Award in recognition of their contribution to conservation and management of natural resources. The Equator Initiative Award was given to the Panchavati Gram Unnayan Samiti of Jaipur, and the National Water Augmentation Award to Pudukkottai district. 25 years is a significant milestone in the history of the Foundation. While we take pride in our modest achievements, we are well aware of the enormity of the task that lies ahead. I am confident that the Foundation will continue to seek and demonstrate innovative scientific methodologies for agriculture and rural development, and for improving the lives of rural men and women. For this, we require continued good wishes of all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. A special rice garland of the popular Samba variety will now be presented to the President of India by Professor Madhura Swaminathan. We would like to welcome our dignitaries on the dais with bouquets. Dr. Ajay K. Parida, Executive Director, MSSRF, will now present the key highlights of the Foundation's work over the last 25 years.
Respected President of India, dignitaries on the dais, invitees and ladies and gentlemen. I have a tremendous task in front of me. Within the next 5 to 6 minutes, I will be presenting before you the work of 400 odd people over 25 years. I hope I will make a justice for this. First, all of you know that this is the 25th year of MSSRF. MSSRF has been working in essentially linking science and society, where we harness the science and technology for a sustainable rural development, and our approach has been always a pro-nature, pro-poor and pro-woman orientation to technology development and dissemination. We work, as Dr. Madhura pointed out, we work in about 6 states of India. We work in the fragile coastal regions, biodiversity hotspots, several eco-sensitive areas, agricultural distress areas of Tamil Nadu, Orissa, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Pondicherry. We have also international programs in Myanmar and Afghanistan. Our program areas are broadly divided into interdisciplinary program areas are coastal system research, biodiversity, but although these are defined programs, but these all, we work on a much more interdisciplinary way. And climate change and gender issues are always a cross-cutting theme in our all program areas. As I mentioned that we are working with the coastal zone, our major achievement during last few years has been developing a framework for joint mangrove management, where we have helped in increasing the mangrove cover by almost 65,000 hectares. We have been popularizing the concept of this bioshield as a protection to cyclonic storm and tsunami, which all of us has faced in the coastal region. We have developed a system for integrated agro-aqua development system, as well also potential use of halophytes as the future crops. In case of biodiversity conservation, we have been working in the areas with a 4C approach called starting from conservation to commerce, and more importantly to create an economic stake in conservation of the people. A lot of species has been conserved in partnership with the local communities. That is what our chairperson mentioned, that the traditional cultivars from the Wayanad and Orissa has been recognized with Genome Savior Award. I think this was already mentioned. Through the efforts of MSSRF, FAO has recognized Korafut traditional agricultural system and today the Kutanad below seawater farming system as 2 of the 32 sites globally as globally important agricultural heritage sites. These 2 sites are the only sites in India. In case of application of cutting edge technology, where we are the first group worldwide to have used mangroves as the donors for salinity and drought tolerant genes, we have developed location specific varieties with salinity tolerance, and MSSRF has been given 3 international patents for this novelty and innovation of this particular intervention. We also add value to the bioresources using science and technological intervention for prospecting for novel drugs, novel compounds and novel organisms. We also have a lot of programs on promoting livelihoods. Our bio-village model of development, which plays a concurrent attention to natural resource management, on-farm and off-farm employment opportunity. This completes 20 years of operation of the bio village, and this has been a quite success story where enhancing productivity in both rain-fed and and irrigated areas has been a major challenge. We have a center in Pombohar in Tamil Nadu where we look at the entire fisheries application, starting from the capture to the consumption, looking into the entire value chain where value can be added. Food and nutrition security, as all of you know, that the recent studies show that there is a disconnect between agriculture and nutrition. Even Honorable Prime Minister of the country has called nutrition security as a national shame. Our research in food security area goes on policy analysis, where we develop atlases for rural food insecurity of rural India, urban India, sustainability of food security analysis, and also a concept which has been conceptualized by Dr. Swaminathan, what we call farming system for nutrition, rather marrying agriculture and nutrition together. We also promote, respected President, you will be happy to know that the Women Farmers Program, which we initiated in Vidarbha, that has been adopted by you when you were the Finance Minister of the country, as the Mahila Kisan Sashakti-karan Pariyojana. That is a real good recognition for all of us who are working here. We also use advanced technology, as I said, in biotechnology. We also use information and communication technology for reaching the last person and last mile in the entire spectrum. We provide local specific and demand driven information. This VKC and VRC has been one of our flagship programs, leading to several national recognition and all. And in this process, we do not work alone. We have partnership with more than 500 organizations, both nationally and internationally, believing that knowledge empowerment is critical to the development of the society. We also have a recognition system for the grassroots level academicians by recognizing them as fellows of the National Virtual Academy. So far we have 1,500 Indian fellows, as well as also 30 international fellows has been included into the academy. While we do high-end research, we strongly believe that unless and until we involve community in developing the process and taking their own decision, nothing can be achieved. For that reason, we have started several initiatives at the grassroots level, which recognizes community hunger fighters or climate risk managers or plant doctors, essentially to look at their own problems and try to find out solutions on their own. And due to specifically, I must mention here that due to the convening power of Dr. Swaminathan, we have been able to, the foundation and Professor Swaminathan personally, has been able to influence some of the major policy decisions of Government of India. Our involvement, the foundation's involvement, starting from the Plant Variety Right Protection Authority or Biodiversity Act, and in many of the cases, MSSRF has been a strong partner in this entire process. We have international partnership with almost about 22 countries. We work directly or indirectly through our partners in various areas, whether it is linking with biodiversity, nutrition, agriculture, and so on and so forth. But two of the programs which MSSRF is directly implementing includes establishment of Rayos Biopark in Myanmar and also training the Afghan scientists as a part of the Ministry of External Affairs agreement with the governments. Well, 25-year journey has been fruitful. We cover 6 Indian states, 4 regional centers. We operate in 29 field sites. We have produced more than 1,500 research papers, 51 PhD theses. We work in about 2,500 villages. We cover 85,000 households, 627,000 people, 1,62,000 hectares of agriculture and cultivated land, 4,500 hectares of mangroves has been restored, 4,000 nutrition gardens has been established. We work on a daily basis with more than 1,000 self-help groups and the grassroots organizations. We undertake 100,000 trainee days per day through capacity and skill development. MSSRF has received about 8 institutional awards so far, one of them being Blue Planet Prize, the only institution in Asia to get the Blue Planet Prize. We have partnership, as I mentioned. Well, some of these highlights has been brought out today as 4 major publications, and I'm sure all of you will get a copy of it. We'll be sending it to all of you, so that will give much more detailed. Well, last 25 years has been fruitful and successful. We had inspiring hopes, we have fulfilling dreams, but we are aware that a long journey ahead of us. And this I am sure that we will be able to fulfill with all your active support, help and more also guidance. But at the same time, all these things has been vision of one man who is the birthday boy of today. So let's, on behalf of all of us and all my colleagues, everybody, let's wish him a happy birthday and wish him many productive years of life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Professor M.S. Swaminathan, Founder Chairman of MSSRF, to tell us about his vision for the foundation.
Respected Rashtrapati Ji, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Osaya, Chief Minister of Kerala, Shuman Chandi, the Ministers of Tamil Nadu Government, Thiru K. Damodaran and Thiru Ramanna, ADG of FAO, Dr. Konuma, Professor Madhura Swaminathan, Sri N. Ram, Mr. Namashivayam, Dr. Ajay Parida, trustees of the MSSRF, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and friends of MSSRF, scholars, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy that so many eminent persons have assembled here to encourage our team of young scientists, about 400 of them, and scholars. In particular, I wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to our respected Rashtrapati Ji, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for joining us today. When we are looking back on the work done during the last 25 years, and when we are looking forward at the same time to meet the new challenges facing our country, such as reaping the demographic dividend, getting the best out of our young people, biodiversity loss, climate change, and the widespread prevalence of malnutrition. You, Mr. President, have been very supportive of our work and have been instrumental in getting some of our suggestions converted into national programs. To cite a few examples, I recall the several meetings you took during 1995 as Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission for organizing the Small Farmers Agri-Business Consortium for the purpose of bringing the benefits of agri-business to small and marginal farm families. Thanks to you, sir, the Small Farmers Agri-Business Consortium not only exists but is rendering valuable service to the farm families, particularly in Northeast India. In more recent years, as Finance Minister to the Government of India, you had kindly helped to scale up some of the initiatives of this foundation, such as the organization of Pulses Villages, Mahila Kisan Shashaktikaran Pariyojana, and the establishment of village knowledge and resource centers. Your initiative in unleashing the untapped production potential of Eastern India has also started paying dividend. As a result of these and various other programs initiated at your instance, the country is now in a position to confer on most of our population a legal right to food, We started this foundation 25 years ago for filling some critical gaps in ongoing research and extension efforts in the field of agriculture and rural development, with particular reference to rural women's technological and skill empowerment. At that time, there was little anticipated research for enhancing the coping capacity of coastal communities to meet the potential challenges arising from sea level rise. The tsunami of December 26, 2004 was a wake-up call, and now there is much greater professional, public and political interest in addressing issues such as a rise in sea level and the more frequent occurrence of coastal storms and cyclones. I may say modestly that MSSRF scientists have been pioneers in promoting an interdisciplinary program of coastal systems research, addressing problems along the landward and the seaward sides of the coast in an integrated manner, and in organizing genetic gardens of mangroves and halophytes to preserve for posterity these unique gifts of nature. My colleague Dr. Parida has already summarized some of the research highlights, but let me say our goal is to learn from the ecological prudence of our tribal and rural families and integrate traditional wisdom with frontier technology. We have tried to enhance the self-esteem and technical skills of rural and tribal women by helping them to master digital and eco-technologies. Many of them have been elected as fellows of the Jamshedji Tata National Virtual Academy, a hallmark of their technical skills. An increasing number of rural women are serving as plant doctors, addressing the problems of our villages in terms of the crops grown in the area. To further enhance the transformational role of outstanding farm women and men, a farmer-to-farmer learning program through farm schools has been initiated with financial support from banks and industrial houses under their corporate social responsibility program. Also, as a part of our program to conserve dying wisdom and vanishing genes, we undertook a detailed documentation of the agro-biodiversity-based farming system of the tribal families of Koraput in Odisha and below civil farming system of the farmers of Kuttanad in Kerala. Based on our documentation, FAO has approved the granting of globally important agricultural heritage system status to both Koraput and Kuttanad. I am happy that the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Uman Chandi, is here today to receive from our Rashtrapadiji the plaque of recognition kindly given by FAO, which will be given by Mr. Konuma. I would like to add my word of congratulations to the innovative and hard-working farm families of Kuttanad. Their experience will be of invaluable help to farmers in areas like the Sundarbans and small island states like the Maldives facing seawater inundation caused by global warming. I thank all who have reposed confidence in our work through generous financial support. My thanks particularly go to the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, who has been kind enough to request our Minister for Agriculture to convey Tamil Nadu government's continued support of our work. The Tamil Nadu Governor has always been most encouraging, both in his present capacity and his former capacity as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. A major aim of my setting up this center 25 years ago was to provide unfettered opportunities for young researchers to carry out work which is scientifically brilliant and at the same time socially meaningful. If today the institute has grown in size and impact far beyond my expectation, it is only due to the dedicated work of our young scientists and scholars as well as our support staff. I express my sincere gratitude and best wishes to all of them. I once again thank you, Rashtrapati Ji, for coming, and all of you. Thank you very much and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Thiru K. Damodaran, Agriculture Minister, Government of Tamil Nadu, to address the gathering.
மேதகு இந்திய குடியரசுத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, மாண்புமிகு கேரள மாநிலத்தின் முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களே, மாண்புமிகு தமிழக வணிக வரி மற்றும் பத்திரப்பதிவுத்துறை அமைச்சர் அவர்களே, டாக்டர் MS சுவாமிநாதன் ஆராய்ச்சி நிறுவனத்தின் நிறுவனர் மற்றும் பாரத பசுமை புரட்சியின் தந்தை மதிப்புக்குரிய டாக்டர் MS சுவாமிநாதன் அவர்களே, உணவு மற்றும் வேளாண் நிறுவனத்தின் உதவி இயக்குனர் ஜெனரல் அவர்களே, சிறப்பாக இந்த நிறுவனத்தை நிர்வகித்து வரும் டாக்டர் மதுரா சுவாமிநாதன் அவர்களே, செயல் இயக்குனர் டாக்டர் அஜய் படரியா அவர்களே, பிரபல இந்திய பத்திரிகையாளர் திரு N. ராம் அவர்களே, மற்றும் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் சிறப்பாக ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கின்ற இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் அறக்கட்டளை நிர்வாகி நமச்சிவாயம் அவர்களே, இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் விஞ்ஞானிகள் மற்றும் ஆராய்ச்சியாளர்களே, இங்கே கூடியிருக்கும் நண்பர்களே, பல்வேறு ஊடக பிரதிநிதிகளே, பத்திரிகையாளர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய பணிவான வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த மண்ணில் உணவையும் மருந்தையும் கல்வியையும் பணத்திற்காக பரிமாறக்கூடாது என்று மகத்தான மரபு இருக்கிறது. சமஸ்கிருத ஸ்லோகம் கூறுவதை உறுதி செய்யும் விதமாக கல்வியும் ஆராய்ச்சியும் அகில இந்திய அளவில் அனைத்து விவசாய குடும்பங்களுக்கும் எந்தவித எதிர்பார்ப்புமின்றி வழங்கி சிறந்த சேவை புரிந்து வரும் டாக்டர் MS சுவாமிநாதன் ஆராய்ச்சி நிறுவனத்தின் 25வது ஆண்டு விழாவில் என்னை பங்கேற்க அனுமதியளித்த மாண்புமிகு தமிழகத்துடைய முதலமைச்சர் டாக்டர் புரட்சித் தலைவி அம்மா அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நேசம் கொண்டவர் வார்த்தை நெல்லிக்கனி தின்றதற்கு ஒப்பாகும் என்ற பழமொழிக்கிணங்க எல்லோரிடமும் நேசம் கொண்ட மாண்புமிகு புரட்சித் தலைவி அம்மா அவர்கள் 1993ஆம் ஆண்டு ஏப்ரல் 14ஆம் தினத்தில் இங்கு புதிய கட்டடங்களை திறந்து வைத்து வேளாண் சமுதாயத்தின் சமூக மற்றும் பொருளாதார முன்னேற்றம் போன்றவற்றில் நாம் நெடுங்காலம் நமது கவனத்தை செலுத்த வேண்டும் என்ற தொலைநோக்கு பார்வையில் அன்று ஆற்றிய உரை இன்றைய தினம் நம்மை உணர வைக்கிறது. தெய்வீக பணியாம் உழவு தொழில் உயர்ந்து நிற்பதற்கு காரணம் அது பட்டினியை போக்குவதோடு மட்டுமல்லாமல் உழவு கற்றுத்தருவதோ ஏராளம் என்பதால் தான். மாண்புமிகு புரட்சித் தலைவி அம்மா அவர்கள் அன்றே உழுதுண்டு வாழ்வாரே வாழ்வார் மற்றெல்லாம் தொழுதுண்டு பின் செல்வர் என்று வள்ளுவர் கூற்றின் மேற்கோளை காட்டி, வயலில் விதைப்பவனும் மலரை வளர்ப்பவனும் மரத்தை நடுபவனும் மானிடரில் மகாத்தானவன் என்பதை அறிந்து உழவுக்கு அன்று முதல் இன்று வரை ஆதரவு கரம் நீட்டி வருகிறார்கள் என்பதை நாமெல்லாம் நன்கு அறிந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். எனவேதான் மாண்புமிகு தமிழகத்துடைய முதலமைச்சர் புரட்சித் தலைவி அம்மா அவர்கள் இவ்வாராய்ச்சி நிறுவனத்தில் சுற்றுச்சூழல் மையம் கூடுதலாக அமைக்க நிலம் ஒதுக்கீடு செய்வதோடு கடந்த 2002ஆம் ஆண்டு ஒவ்வொரு குழந்தையும் ஒரு விஞ்ஞானியே என்ற திட்டத்தை துவக்கி அதில் குறிப்பாக கண் பார்வை இழந்த குழந்தைகள் தொட்டும் நுகர்ந்தும் இன்பமுறும் வகையில் அமைக்கப்பட்ட தோட்டத்தினை திறந்து வைத்தார்கள். வறுமை கொடியது என்றார் அவ்வை பெருந்தகையார். எத்தனையோ பிணிகள் இருந்தாலும் மனித சமுதாயம் அஞ்சுகின்ற ஒரே பிணி பசிப்பிணி. அந்த பசி என்ற பிணியை தீர்க்க உணவுதான் முக்கியம். அந்த உணவை உற்பத்தி செய்ய உழவர்கள்தான் முக்கியம். எனவேதான் உணவு உற்பத்தியை இருமடங்காக்கி அதன் மூலம் உழவர்களின் வருமானத்தை மும்மடங்காக்கி உணவு பாதுகாப்பினை உறுதி செய்து அனைவருக்கும் உணவு என்ற இலக்கினை எய்திட மாண்புமிகு தமிழகத்துடைய முதலமைச்சர் அம்மா அவர்கள் இம்மாநிலத்தில் 2ஆம் பசுமை புரட்சியை ஏற்படுத்த அயராது பாடுபட்டு வருகிறார்கள். தற்போது பல்வேறு வகைகளில் குறைந்து வரும் வேளாண் நிலப்பரப்பு, குறைந்து வரும் மண்வளம், நீர்வளம், வேளாண் தொழிலாளர்கள், வெள்ளம் மற்றும் புயல் பாதிப்பு, அறுவடைக்கு பின் சந்தை இணைப்பில் உள்ள இடைவெளி போன்ற பெரும் சவால்களை எதிர்கொள்வதோடு மண்வளத்தினை அறிந்து உரமிடும் வகையிலே அனைத்து பண்ணை குடும்பங்களுக்கும் ஒருங்கிணைந்த விவசாயிகள் கையேடு, நீராதாரத்தை பெருக்கின்ற வகையிலே மாநிலம் முழுவதும் 70,000 பண்ணை குட்டைகள் நீரினை திறம்பட பயன்படுத்த ஏதுவாக இந்தியாவிலேயே முதன்முறையாக சிறு குறு விவசாயிகளுக்கு 100% மானியத்திலும் பிற விவசாயிகளுக்கு 75% மானியத்திலும் நுண்ணுயிர் பாசன அமைப்புகள், வேளாண்மையிலே பெருமளவிலே இயந்திரமாக்குதல் மற்றும் விவசாயிகளின் உரச்செலவை குறைப்பதற்காக உரச்சுமையை குறைப்பதற்காக குறைந்த 4% வாட் வரி விலை குறைப்பு என பல திட்டங்களை நம்முடைய அம்மாவுடைய அரசு சிறப்பான முறையிலே தமிழகத்திலே செயல்படுத்தி வருகிறது. மேலும் உற்பத்தியை பெருக்கும் உன்னத தொழில்நுட்பங்களை குறிப்பாக திருந்திய நெல் சாகுபடி, திருந்திய பயிர் சாகுபடி, நீடித்த நிலையான கரும்பு உற்பத்தி தொழில்நுட்பம், ஒருங்கிணைந்த பண்ணைய திட்டம், தோட்டக்கலை பயிர்கள் உற்பத்தியை பெருக்கும் துல்லிய பண்ணைய சாகுபடி, அடர் நடவு, பசுமை குடில் சாகுபடி போன்ற பல்வேறு தொழில்நுட்பங்களுடன் தகவல் தொழில்நுட்பத்தையும் இணைத்து பண்ணை பயிர் மேலாண்மை என்ற உயரிய தகவல் தொழில்நுட்ப மென்பொருளை உருவாக்கப்பட்டு விற்பனை நுண்ணறிவோடு மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள ஒவ்வொரு விவசாயியும் பயனுறும் வகையிலே பல்வேறு திட்டங்களை செயல்படுத்துவதோடு தமிழகத்தில் உள்ள விவசாயிகள் அனைவரும் அரசினுடைய வேளாண் திட்டங்களை தெரிந்து கொண்டு நல்ல முறையிலே பயன்பெற 16,564 கிராமங்களில் 2 ஆண்டுகளாக உழவர் பெருவிழா என்று அரசு மேற்கொண்ட பல்வேறு முயற்சியின் பலனாக 2011-12ஆம் ஆண்டிலே தமிழகத்திலே 101.5 லட்சம் மெட்ரிக் டன் உணவு உற்பத்தியை செய்து சாதனை படைத்தது. மத்திய அரசின் சாதனை விருதான கிருஷி கர்மான் விருதினை இங்கு வீற்றிருக்கும் மேதகு இந்திய குடியரசுத் தலைவரிடமிருந்து பெற்றோம் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்திலே பெருமையுடன் கூறிக்கொள்ள கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கின்றேன். அறிவு சார்ந்த தொழில்நுட்பங்களை கிராமப்புறம் சார்ந்த தொழில்நுட்பங்களாக மாற்ற தமிழக அரசு செயல்படுத்தி வரும் பல்வேறு திட்டங்களைப் போல் டாக்டர் MS சாமிநாதன் ஆராய்ச்சி நிறுவனமும் கிராமிய முன்னேற்றம் குறித்து பல்வேறு நடவடிக்கைகளை மேற்கொண்டு வருகிறது. மேலும் இவ்நிறுவனத்தின் பாரம்பரிய அறிவினையும் நவீன விஞ்ஞான ஆராய்ச்சிகளையும் பயன்படுத்தி உரிய செயல்பாட்டு வடிவம் அளித்து இவ்நிறுவனத்திற்கு இணையாக நிறுவனம் வேறேதும் இல்லை என்று சொல்லும் அளவிற்கு வெற்றிகரமாக இந்த நிறுவனம் செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது. உலகம் போற்றும் வேளாண் விஞ்ஞானியான மரியாதைக்குரிய டாக்டர் MS சுவாமிநாதன் அவர்களின் ஆராய்ச்சி, கல்வி மற்றும் அனுபவ அறிவுடன் இந்நிறுவனத்தின் விஞ்ஞானிகள் மற்றும் ஆராய்ச்சியாளர்களின் கடும் உழைப்பும் இந்த தேசத்தின் வேளாண் வளர்ச்சி மற்றும் கிராமப்புற மேம்பாட்டிற்கு தொடர்ந்து உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும் என்பதில் ஐயமில்லை. கிராமப்புற வளர்ச்சிக்காக 25 ஆண்டு காலம் தன்னை அர்ப்பணித்து செயல்பட்டு வரும் இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் பணி மென்மேலும் சிறக்க மாண்புமிகு தமிழகத்தினுடைய முதலமைச்சர் அம்மா அவருடைய வாழ்த்துக்களோடு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு இந்த நல்லதொரு நிகழ்ச்சியிலே பங்கு பெற செய்தமைக்கு நன்றி கூறி, ஒரு உழவர் குடும்பத்திலே பிறந்து உழவே தொழிலாக கொண்ட என்னை உழவர்களுக்கே பணி செய்ய வாய்ப்பளித்திருக்கின்ற தமிழகத்துடைய முதலமைச்சர் டாக்டர் புரட்சித் தலைவி அம்மா அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றியை கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, sir. The plaque of recognition of Kuttanadu below sea level farming system in Kerala under FAO's globally important agricultural heritage system will be handed over to the President of India by Dr. Konuma, Assistant Director General FAO and Regional Representative Asia Pacific Region, who is present here on behalf of the Director General FAO. The plaque will then be received by the Chief Minister of Kerala. Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. Oman Chandi, Chief Minister of Kerala, to address the gathering.
Respected Rashtrapati Ji, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Dr. K. Rosaiah Ji, distinguished guests on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege receiving from respected Rashtrapati the plaque recognizing the Kuttanadu below sea level farming system as a globally important agriculture heritage site by FAO. I am receiving this plaque on behalf of the farm families of Kuttanadu, both farmers and farm workers, whose hard and imaginative work during the past 2 centuries has led to the evolution of this remarkable rice fish farming system. In many ways, the Kuttanadu region is unique. It has high population density and is spread over the whole of Alappuzha district and part of Kottayam and Pathanamthitta districts. It is a major rice producing area of Kerala and also the home of the state's flagship fish karimi or pearl sport. The Vembanad Lake, where the paddy fields were established by farmers about 150 years ago, often at 2.5 to 3 meters below sea level, is one of the most beautiful parts of our country. Unlike in Holland, where concrete bunds were constructed to keep the sea water away, the Kuttanadu farmers developed bio-bunds constructed from kaya, banana waste, bamboo, clay and other locally available material. They perfected the rice farming system known as Punja Krishi, the only system in our country where a crop of paddy is followed by raising a crop of fish, notably in the endemic prawn species and Karimin special systems of rice cultivation known as Pokali system were based on salt tolerant rice varieties. At this context, I wish to place on record the initiative, vision and hard work of late Sri Joseph Murikan, his fellow farmers and agriculture workers who made it possible the adventurous task of Kayal reclamation. The Vembanad Lake is also a Ramsar site where migratory birds come to rest as well as breed. The region is thus rich in both biodiversity and scenic beauty. It has become the attraction of tourists from all over the world and a thriving water tourism industry has grown. The GIA's recognition emphasizes that we should redouble our efforts to protect and further develop this unique ecosystem as well as the below sea level farming system. This has become particularly urgent since an important consequences of global warming and climate change will be a rise in sea level. With the generous financial help sanctioned by our Rashtrapati Ji, who was then Finance Minister of the Government of India, a Kuttanad Eco Development Plan developed by the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation is currently being implemented. The Kerala government has also sanctioned funds for establishing an international research and training institute for below sea level farming. The institute, which is attracting the attention of many countries, particularly small island states like Maldives, will have a major sustainable agriculture research center at Mangom and a sustainable fisheries center at Kumaragam. We are also planning to establish a heritage museum for Kuttanad agriculture and a center for genetic resources for seawater and below sea level farming at Mangom. I wish to express our gratitude to FAO for this recognition to the Kuttanad heritage agriculture. My special thanks to respected Rashtrapati Ji for agreeing to give this recognition to our state. I wish to record the appreciation of the people and the government of Kerala to Professor MS Swaminathan and MS Swaminathan Research Foundation for their invaluable help in preparing the Kuttanad Eco Revitalization Package and the documentation which led to the GIA's recognition. Let me take this opportunity to wish Professor Swaminathan, the proud son of Kuttanad and Kerala, on his 88th birthday, a very, very happy return of the day. Our country proudly accepts the great contribution of MSSRF, and I am sure the foundation will work more for the society in future. I wish all success again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Dr. K. Rosaya, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, to deliver the special address.
Good evening. Sri Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable President of India, Sri Uman Chandi, Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri K. Damodaran, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Government of Tamil Nadu, Sri B.V. Ramanna, Honorable Minister for Commercial Tax and Registration, Government of Tamil Nadu, Professor M.S. Swaminathan, Founder Chairman, M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, Dr. Hiroyuki Konuma, Assistant Director General, FAO, Professor Madhura Swaminathan, Chairperson, MSSRF, Dr. Ajay Farida, Executive Director, Sri N. Ram, Senior Trustee, Sri V. Namaswayam, Trustee, distinguished invitees, trustees, scientists and staff of MSSRF, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to participate in the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, in which Honorable President of India, Sri Pranab Mukherjee, is participating as chief guest. At the outset, I congratulate the scientists and scholars of this foundation for working tirelessly during the last 25 years to address the chronic problems of poverty, hunger, malnutrition, climate change, and environmental degradation affecting our country. When I was Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, I had the opportunity of witnessing M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation's pioneering work in regenerating the mangrove ecosystems of the Krishna and Godavari deltas. The foundation did a commendable work in the Anantapur district for developing a strategy for maximizing yield and income from crops grown without irrigation. The work done in Orissa both in the field of mangrove ecosystem regeneration and the conservation of agro-biodiversity, particularly in the Koraput region, which is considered to be a secondary center of diversity of rice, deserves a special mention. Thomas Jefferson said, I quote, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit because it will in the end contribute most to the real wealth, good morals and happiness," end quote. Today, India ranks second worldwide in farm output, and agriculture is demographically the broadest economic sector and plays a significant role in the overall socio-economic fabric of India. As of 2011, India had a large and diverse agricultural sector, accounting on average for about 16% of GDP and 10% of export earnings. India's arable land area of 159.7 million hectares is the second largest in the world. We owe a lot to Professor M.S. Swaminathan, the world-renowned agricultural scientist and the father of Green Revolution in India. Professor Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and the scientists at the foundation have been in the forefront of agro-biodiversity conservation and the sustainable and equitable use. Due to these efforts, millets, often referred to as coarse cereals, are becoming once again important in the human diet by virtue of the foundation's advocacy. I am glad that the food security bill introduced in Parliament by Government of India provides for the distribution of not only wheat and rice under the public distribution system, but also Nutria millets. This will be very helpful in combating malnutrition. I am also happy that the bio-village model of human-centered development is now gaining national and international attention. Every village should become a bio-village in terms of food and livelihood security for all. Harnessing of modern information communication technologies for the knowledge and skill enhancement of rural women and men is imperative. I compliment the scientists and scholars of this great institution for their work in the field of knowledge, skill and technological empowerment of rural women. I am happy that the lives of such women have undergone a great transformation. The aim of research and education is to help every child, woman and man in our country to experience a reasonable quality of life and to provide an opportunity for satisfying employment. I am sure that this can be achieved through harnessing modern computer-aided joyful learning techniques. A community-centered approach is needed to achieve the goals of eradicating hunger and poverty, and it is the most effective and sustainable way. I wish Professor Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, Chairman, the trustees, scientists, staff and scholars of MSSRF all success in taking the ongoing work to new heights in achievement. Our country is committed to promoting inclusive economic growth. I am sure that the concept of food and jobs for all will become a reality. I conclude with the words of Benjamin Disraeli. Great countries are those that produce great people. India feels proud of its greatest agricultural scientist, Professor M.S. Swaminathan, the father of Green Revolution in India. My greetings to you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. The Foundation's Silver Jubilee Celebration Address will now be delivered by the President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Rosaya, Governor of Tamil Nadu, Suman Chandi, Chief Minister Kerala, K. Damodaran, Minister of Agriculture, Government of Tamil Nadu, P. V. Ramanna, Minister for Commercial Taxes and Registration, Government of Tamil Nadu, Professor M. S. Swaminathan, Founder Chairman of M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, Dr. Hiroyuki Konuma, Assistant Director General FAO, Professor Madhura Swaminathan, Chairperson, M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, Board of Trustees, Ajay Parida, Executive Director, N. Ram, Senior Trustee and Doyen of Indian Journalism, V. Namashivayan, Trustee of M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, distinguished participants, distinguished members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a privilege for me to participate in the 25th anniversary celebration of the M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation. I would like to begin by saluting Dr. Swaminathan for having created this outstanding institution using funds from the first World Food Prize he received in 1987, as well as other international and national prizes. Mr. Swaminathan has contributed immensely to the green revolution and food self-sufficiency in this country. The country will remember him for his pioneering work and the contribution which he has made through this institution is simply outstanding. M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation is a unique research and training center for imparting a pro-nature, pro-poor and pro-women orientation to technology development and dissemination. As it has been pointed out, it started with only 3 scientists. Even the long march begins with a single step. With a modest beginning, Dr. Swaminathan, you have given us an world-class research foundation. Congratulations to you and your co-workers. This foundation's pro-nature work has led to the conservation of the large areas of mangroves, wetlands, as well as agrobiodiversity. Its pro-pure work has shown how the biovillages model of sustainable rural development provides an opportunity for livelihood security for all through an integrated approach to on-farm and non-farm employment and income. Foundation's pro-women approach to agriculture and rural development led to the introduction of the Mahila Kisan Sashaktikaran Pariyojana by the Government of India, which, as the then Finance Minister, I had the privilege of piloting it, but the inspiration came from Dr. Swaminathan. This foundation is thus rendering outstanding services to our nation, both at the grassroots and public policy level. On this special occasion, I congratulate all the trustees, scientists and scholars of this foundation on their past achievements and wish all of you continued success in your efforts to integrate livelihood and ecological security in a mutually reinforcing manner in the rural and tribal India. The year 2013 marks a significant milestone in our agriculture and social history. Last month, the National Food Security Ordinance was promulgated, and today, the bill to replace the ordinance has been introduced in Lok Sabha, and I am sure that this session of Parliament will endorse this bill. The initiative is believed to be the world's largest social protection measures against hunger. Henceforth, availability of food at an affordable cost will be a legal right to over 2/3 of our 1.2 billion population. Every Indian can be proud of this transition from the days of Bengal famine in 1943. Just within 70 years, in that famine over 3 million people died, and today we are going to implement the right to food with our own homegrown food production. However, these rights based on approach to food can be sustained only if we pay greater attention to farmers and farming. The National Commission on Farmers, chaired by Professor Swaminathan, has given valuable recommendations for converting the green revolution into an evergreen revolution, resulting in higher productivity in perpetuity without associated ecological harm. Land is a shrinking resource for agriculture. We have hence no option except to produce more from less land as well as less irrigation water. This is where the farmer participatory research program as well as the farmer to farmer learning institutions like farm schools promoted by these foundations are exemplary valuable. Eastern India has large untapped production potential. The future of our food security systems will depend considerably upon the progress we make in assisting the farm families in this region produce more in an environmentally sustainable manner. I had the privilege as Finance Minister to delineate in the Union Budget of 2010-11 a strategy to extend the green revolution to the eastern region of the country. As a result of this initiative, farmers in the selected clusters have adopted good agricultural practices and benefited from the yield advantage of hybrid rice technology. It is important that the green revolution in eastern India is provided impetus through the synergetic package of technology, services and public policy. Climate change leading to adverse changes in the precipitation, temperature and sea level is a major threat to our food security system. Drought, floods and extreme weather events are likely to become even more frequent. We have just witnessed the havoc caused by the floods in Uttarakhand. We should strengthen the coping capacity of the rural and the tribal families in the area of climate risk management. I am happy this foundation is developing a cadre of the community climate risk managers with ultimate goal of training at least one woman and one male member of every panchayat in the science and art of climate risk management. There is great scope for marrying traditional knowledge and wisdom with the modern science in this area. Our earlier system of agriculture focused on more risk avoidance than yield enhancement. Now we need to combine both. Another area of concern is the prevalence of widespread malnutrition in our country. This has serious long-term consequences, since malnourished babies suffer from several handicaps, including reduced cognitive and learning capacity. Undernutrition or calorie deprivation arising from the inadequate purchasing power must be eliminated, and this is exactly what the National Food Security Initiative seeks to achieve. Protein hunger caused by the deficiency of the protein-rich foods like pulses in the diet must be brought to an end. It is with this objective, at the initiative of Professor Swaminathan, I proposed in the budget of 2011-12 60,000 pulse villages which will strive to end the demand-supply gap in the area of the pulses. I am happy to note that we have achieved record production of 18.45 million tons of pulses in 2012-13. This augurs well for our march towards self-sufficiency in pulses. Thirdly, there is hidden hunger caused by the micronutrient deficiencies such as iron, iodine, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin B12, etc. Financial provision for a new initiative for organizing nutriforms when agricultural remedies can be applied to overcome the nutritional maladies has been included in the 2013-14 budget by Finance Minister P.C. Idambaram. Credit for this idea also goes to Professor Swaminathan. Non-food factors like clean drinking water, sanitation and toilets, environmental hygiene and primary health care need equal attention if we are to ensure nutrition security to our people. The first duty of any independent nation is to provide opportunities to every citizen for a healthy and productive life. The great Tamil poet Subramania Bharati mentioned in a song that nutrition for the body and education for the mind are the two basic needs for a satisfying life. To ensure adequate food production, we should harness the best in frontier technology and blend them with the ecological prudence of the rural and tribal men and women. I am happy that on this occasion we are honoring the farmers of the Kuttanad region of Kerala who started developing techniques for below sea level farming nearly 2 centuries ago. This unique system of the rice fish cultivation developed by farm families against great odds has been declared by FAO as a globally important agricultural heritage system. I am glad that Chief Minister Kerala Sri Oman Chandi has come all the way to receive the plaque on behalf of farm families of Kuttanad. I am also happy that the Assistant Director General of FAO is with us today for the specific purpose of handing over this plaque to the Chief Minister of Kerala. It will be appropriate to recall that the first GIAHS site to be recognized in our country is the tribal farming system of Koraput in Odisha. Kuttanad farmers are the second to receive such a global recognition. I congratulate the tribal and farm families of both Koraput and Kuttanad on the international recognition they have received for these innovative methods of farming under the adverse conditions. The agricultural practices developed by Kuttanad farmers will be of tremendous value in coping with the challenges arising from global warming induced sea level rise. I compliment the scientists of this foundation for preparing the documentation which led to the recognition of the Koraput and Kuttanad farming systems as globally important agricultural heritage systems. I am happy that so far the southwest monsoon has been active. The monsoon and the market are the two major determinants of the farmers' well-being. We need more scientific work in managing both the monsoon behavior and the market volatility. The challenges are many, but as I mentioned earlier, we have the capacity to overcome them, as demonstrated by our moving away from a sheep-to-mouth situation in the 1960s to the right to food commitment of 2013. This is a message which the Green Revolution of the 1960s gave us. Quoting George Lindsay Johnson, an official of the East India Company, John Dedez and Amartya Sen, in their recent book titled An Uncertain Glory, India and Its Contradictions, point out, I quote, failure to reflect upon their own strength was an important cause of India's submission to colonial rule. We must ensure that there is a full appreciation of our own strengths, and for this we must learn from history. We should not have proved the prophets of doom wrong in the 1960s if political leaders like Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi and C. Subramaniam had not realized our strengths in the areas of science and farming. This indomitable spirit helped scientists and farmers to convert the nation from a begging bowl to a bread basket. The work done over the last 25 years by the scientists and scholars of this great institution bears testimony to the vast untapped potential we have in our youth. One of our first priorities in reaping the demographic dividend must be in the field of food. I hope the scientists of these and other institutions in our country will continue to play their part in achieving the dream of our founding father, Mahatma Gandhi, who emphasized in Noakhali in 1946 while traveling to bring peace in the riot-torn areas that freedom from hunger should be the foremost priority in independent India. I wish you all success in this great task. The nation counts on you and awaits your future further contributions. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Mr. N. Ram, Senior Trustee, MSSRF, to propose the vote of thanks.
Friends, I've been associated in informal and formal ways with the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation since its founding a quarter century ago. I've seen it grow from small beginnings. An independent program review done 4 years ago by Uma Lele and Kavita Gandhi concluded, and I quote, MSSRF has no parallels in its entirety. The review team searched for but was unable to identify a comparable organization which combines scientific research with action, uses a combination of modern science and traditional knowledge, and develops innovations to address the triple challenges of poverty, gender equity, and environmental sustainability. It is a great honor for the Foundation that the Honorable President of India, Sri Pranab Mukherjee, is here as chief guest at this commemoration. Professor Swaminathan has given us an idea of how Sri Mukherjee, in the high positions he has held in his remarkable and distinguished career in public service, has consistently valued and supported the work of the MSSRF and has been, to quote Professor Swaminathan, instrumental in getting some of our suggestions converted into national programs. We thank you, Rashtrapati Ji, from the bottom of our hearts for your long-term support, for the warm tribute you paid Professor Swaminathan, for your thoughts on large issues at stake, and for being here today as head of state to urge and inspire the MSSRF to do more and better in future. We are grateful to the Governor of Tamil Nadu, Sri K. Rosaya, another long-term friend, for his far-sighted role in supporting the work of the MSSRF in the area of coastal research, conservation and management in 3 major districts in South India's largest state, and for being a continuing source of support. We thank the Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Uman Chandi, for his support and for joining us today. May I, on behalf of everyone here, congratulate the progressive state of Kerala, its farmers, its people, its government, its Chief Minister and its opposition on the FAO's recognition of the Kuttanad below seawater farming system as a globally important agriculture heritage system. We are grateful to Chief Minister Jayalalitha for deputing Thiru K. Damodaran, Minister of Agriculture, and Thiru B.V. Ramana, Minister in Waiting, for the visit of the President to participate in this commemoration. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has helped the Foundation in many ways, and we look forward to strong and continuing support from the Government of Tamil Nadu. As has been mentioned by the MSSRF chairperson, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN has been an important knowledge partner over this quarter century. We thank Mr. Konuma for joining us in this commemoration. We thank the distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, the senior officials of the government and state governments, the MSSRF's partners, donors, as well as community members, our trustees, scientists, scholars, and other staff members for honoring our work with your presence and support. We thank Indo-American Hybrid Seeds for contributing the flower arrangements to welcome our Rashtrapati, and we thank Sangeeta Sivakumar, eminent Carnatic musician, for leading this in the singing of the national anthem and for giving us a lovely invocation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of the program. I request all of you to kindly stand up to sing the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे